Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the fluff you are. And welcome to what has become a catch-up for the male to female transitional vocal lessons. Now, I'm going to just prefix this with my voice isn't perfect right now. I'm still recovering from destroying my voice watching rugby, which you would have seen in the prior video. Also, I have had my own health issue and a little bit of a mental issue because, as I alluded to in one of the other videos, there has been a couple of medical issues within the family, so I haven't really been able to keep on top of doing these so far. So this is just going to be a quick catch up just for where we were, and with just one or two little things which will be rolled in as well, things that I have found that work for me. So if everyone remembers the breathing, I'm going to stay sat down for this at the moment, but I mean, if everyone can remember their breathing, then that is good. So breathe in, deep breath, and hold for 3, and out through your nose. And you can do that again if you want. So I'm going to do that again. And then find your posture. So sit back. Let's put the lock bar on this chair. Yep. Sit back. And then relax your shoulders. So roll your shoulders. And find the point where you feel comfortable with your back straight against the back of your chair. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is just do a quick hum exercise, just to cover over the humming. So I noticed that wasn't perfect for me, so I'm going to go again. There we go. Now I know where I am there. I'm going to now try to hold here whilst I do a and again. And you can do this as many times as you want. You don't have to do an ah. You can do an e or an ah, an o, you. You can switch it up however you want. You can do a hello, hello. Or you can do like the stereotypical kind of like barbershop quartet thing, where you roll in with the hello, 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 hello. You can do that however you want. However you feel comfortable is how you do that. So, if you feel confident with doing that, then go for it and smash it. Also, you don't have to hold within yourself. You can be as loud as you really need to. Sometimes if you need to be quiet, then by all means, but to get the best results out of it. Don't be scared to be loud. And allow it to come out and allow it to flow. Something that I was taught as well is, when you're speaking, you will find a flow and a lilt. So, you don't really need to be speaking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. As long as it sounds right and feels right to you, and it's all good. You don't have to blast it with everyone. You don't have to have a timid, mousy-like voice. You can still have some depth and gravity to it just by using volume rather than going down here and using the depth. You can come up here and then you can allow the volume to come out. You do get a little bit of distortion and a little bit of fry. If you've done anything to do with singing, that's fine, because you're still getting your point across without it getting too deep and too annoying to you in mental sense. You don't always have to come back down here to use an emphasis. You can always allow it to flow up and have a little bit more assertiveness to your voice. So instead of it being kind of like, no, that's not quite right, you can always be, no, that's not quite right. You can always just change the toning. As well, a few things that people do seem to struggle with is that, just the very whip up. So it's kind of like, how are you today? You can always roll off with a softened tone, rather than it just going, how are you today? You don't need to drop off. You don't always need to kind of like, how are you today? You don't always have to overexert the rise. You can even just keep it more level if you need to. See, I'm naturally now starting to get used to having an upward kick, but it's a very subtle upward kick. Or it's just an open kind of soft bracket. So it's not always fly up, it's not always open soft. You can have a mix of both. So you don't always need to struggle with that. Now, you could easily just, if you've got a partner or a family member who is very open to helping you, then you can always find a simple book and read through that. So, for instance, if it might seem a bit silly, but go back a little bit and read some of the more simpler things that you would have read in high school. So, like, for instance, I've got a load of Five Nights at Freddy's books. I've got the full novella, and I've also got the more comic-y style ones. You can read comics if you want, because those are really good for helping you out, especially if you want to do a lot of open reading. So that will allow you then to play about with where your vocal range is and where you feel comfortable. So you don't always need to go in for a Stephen King novel, because sometimes those could be a little more complex. And because each paragraph is very wordy, you might just be on there. So always be aware of that. And also, don't be scared to sing. If you have, as I've said many times, if you have songs that you really like, then don't be scared to sing along to them. Like, I know I can't hold a goddamn note, but I will always try to sing parts of, To the Moon and Back by Savage Garden, or even, Simply Red and Fairground. I will sing along to those as much as I want when there's no one in the house, so I'm not disturbing people. But beyond that, it's not that difficult. You just need to find where your pitch is. Find where you feel comfortable, go with it. Even if it is only a tiny rise up from your normal voice, that will then become your new voice, and you can roll up stage by stage. You don't need to worry about anything. It's like, I know I can't hold a note at singing, but I'll go to karaoke and I'll give it a blast. There's all sorts of songs that you can always do. There's all sorts of little techniques that you might teach yourself as well. Things that work for me might not work for you. Things that work for you may not work for me. Some people, as I've probably alluded to prior, have said if you do like a meow or meow sort of thing, or even a meow, there's that. It's like some people do baby talk, learn how to roll from the more like childish baby talk sort of thing up into where they feel comfortable. So you don't have to always hold on to the cutesy element, but that could roll into being your normal natural voice at that point. So you don't always need to do the, oh, hi Papa, how you doing? Oh, you okay? You can do that if you want, and then you could accentuate that out. You could then turn that from being the sort of baby childlike talk to then rolling into your everyday speech. Again, it's whatever fits for you and whatever works for you is good. However it works, it's all good. I'm just here to help you help yourself, and also get more practice myself by forcing myself to talk to you. It's all good. It's all good because it all works. One thing I've noticed as well is if any people did have COVID more than twice, you will struggle sometimes to hold and not strain your voice and then start coughing. Or if you were to go to a sporting event and then your voice is up here where mine is now, by the time you come out, especially if you're an avid shouter, your voice will be right back down here and you will be again broken. Because this is where I was after I stopped shouting. So, there's a big difference, and I'm not putting that on. So yeah, there is a lot of difference in there, but I mean, it's how you do it. Plus I do a mix of both, my lower and upper, so I use the lower as a bass tone to set from and then roll in like there. Each to their own, each to their own. Whatever works for you works for you. But I mean, let's see, I'll take one more drink and see if I can. So, if this works, this will still be in the video. I'll go flying to the moon and back if you'll be my baby, yeah. See? You just flow with it. Even if you just find something like just a TV, things like washing machines live longer with Calgon. Roll it in a bit. You can roll it back and forth however you want, You can do whatever you need to do with your voice. Like, find your spot, hold there, hum it, practice. If it feels comfortable, go for it. If you find a song that's got a particular area, like a bit in the chorus or a bit in a verse, which you feel comfortable with and resounds to you, go for it. Don't hold back. Belt it. Belt with it. Give it everything that you've got, because that's your spot. You're comfortable and you deserve that comfort. Anyway, whilst my voice is still holding, I'm going to end it here. I know this hasn't really been useful or insightful, and it has just been me rambling on about things, but maybe in amongst those ramblings it will help you find your comfort zone. So, if you want to help with the quest to 500, then there is a subscribe button down below. Smash that subscribe button. If you like what I'm doing, give it a like. If you don't like it, give it a dislike. Interactions are all perfect. It's all fine. If you want to be notified, then ring-a-ding that ding-a-ding as well when you subscribe. Make sure you hit that. If you have anything to say it down below in the comments. Anyway, here comes the Frasier moment. Always be good to yourself and practice good mental health. Remember, you won't get out of life what you put into it, so if you put the smallest amount in, you will only get the smallest amount back. I have rambled on for long enough. This has been me, the Annoying Fox, Foxstar 1387, signing out. Peace and goodbye.